Focus to China. China is pushing back against comments from U.S. President Donald Trump, who warned it was very dangerous for close ally Britain to deal with Beijing. Spokesperson Guo Jiakun has said China is willing to strengthen cooperation with all countries, including Britain. He has stressed that Beijing supports engagement based on mutual benefit and what he called win-win results. The remarks underline growing diplomatic friction as Washington urges allies to limit ties with China while Beijing defends its global partnership. Now for this, we welcome Professor Georgi Toleraya. He's a professor at Russia Academy of Science. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us once again. Good to see you. Now, Professor, looking at this, how is this tactic working for U.S.? As you know, it seems like it pushes away the allies and then wants it to choose them still over other countries in terms, particularly with U.S. and UK and China now.
Well, I think it's rather ironic that on the one hand, President Trump himself is trying to make some deal with China and planning to visit it, and they have some kind of plans for some kind of cooperation. At the same time, he prohibits his allies to develop cooperation. Of course, Britain and European countries, they may be too late to turn to the East, but nevertheless, they're trying to do it. And I find it ironic that U.S. is prohibiting them to do so. China, of course, doesn't like it, but I think that the European countries, including Britain, will have to follow the lead of the U.S. In this case.
So why can't UK stand for itself? Why does this double standard always work for U.S.?
Well, those whose power is right. That's the rule of the game today. And in fact, I'm reading now, I came across an old book, Godfather by Mario Puzo, for which a famous film was made. And when I read about how the Sicilian mafia in the US operates between itself, it gives a pretty good clue for the current situation, current international politics. Those who have the power is always right.
And how long will this rhetoric work for US?
Well, the practice have been there for many decades, but it was masked, it was decorated with some kind of liberal words and some kind of narrative, democratic narrative. Now it came into the open, and it was clear for everybody even before that. Now it's easier just not to have any illusions and to act in accordance with this real rules of the game, real laws of nature, which are now in force.
And what cards can China and UK play to counter this pressure by US, if any?
Well, China has its own trump cards. Sorry for this, using the word Trump in its direct meaning. So China has its own ability to withstand this pressure, and I think they will use it. It may be not that open, not be said directly, but China will also use its abilities, its capacity to pursue its own interests.
Thank you very much, Professor, for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion as well. Now, staying in China, Beijing